Welcome back. Of course, we're talking about the commodity markets here. It has been near 2 years since the NSCL scam and much is left to be desired. We have seen a lot of action, a lot of committees being made, a lot of procedure has been going through as well. But there are still a lot of people out there, a lot of investors out there which still have to get their due from this one. Prakash Chaturvedi, Joint MD NSCL, now joins us to answer many of those questions on what really is happening onto that one. Mr. Chaturvedi, hi, good to have you on the show. With near 2 years coming to an end since the whole NSCL issue came across, what's your sense on how the commodities regulator, that's the Forward Market Commission, has handled the issue? And what's your view on why they have not yet taken any action against the brokers? We, of course, have talked about on how they do not perhaps have adequate powers to regulate the intermediaries. What do you have to say on all of this?
First of all, this media report that FMC is waiting for a very detailed forensic report or some kind of other credential to act against broker is, to say the least, very, very surprising. FMC has taken action against FTIL and NSCL based on a forensic audit report by Grant Thornton. Now, in that very report, there were a number of adverse comments and questions raised on the conduct and behavior and the operations of about 5 brokers. If action could be taken against FTIL and NSCL based on that report, what prevents FMC from taking action against the brokers? The kind of prudence that is being displayed by FMC, claiming they don't have powers, where was this prudence when they were acting against NSCL and FTIL? Apart from these actions, is there anything which FMC has at all done? And this is one thing. Secondly, we do not agree with the fact that FMC is not having powers. We have got copies of the reports where just one of them, I can say in July 2011, FMC has taken very strict action against certain broker and their directors. They were barred, they were suspended from the respective commodity exchanges, and their directors were barred from taking any position in the market.
So, according to you, what is the reason that FMC hasn't taken any action against the brokers till time? What levels or what thoughts do you have to work on that?
I will not like to speculate on the intentions of FMC. All I can once again say that brokers are very powerful, and perhaps it is some kind of proximity which is preventing FMC from taking action against these brokers. As a result of this consequences, I can also discuss with you what has happened is because of these no action against the brokers, the default which could have been mitigated, could have been contained, and the crisis that got created could have been averted had FMC taken action in a more moderate and a structured manner. I mean, they have closed the market down all of a sudden, and this has helped the borrowers and the defaulters to take a position by which the trading clients have suffered. So the consequences have been very, very bad. The intentions could have been, we don't know. I mean, brokers are happy sitting with their money. The clients are having proximity with the brokers. It is the brokers who are answerable to the clients, and nobody is questioning the brokers for why this misconduct on their part.
Sure, but Mr. Chaturvedi, would you also say that FMC also got powers by and by, as we saw the case proceeding there? Also, would you say that it is the FMC-SEBI merger perhaps which will expedite the recovery processes? Things will, of course, obviously change once that happens.
Yes, I mean, to start with, I would say that we do welcome SEBI-FMC merger. And had SEBI been charged of having this default cleared, I am sure things would have, the action against brokers would have been taken. By now some forensic audit against brokers, against defaulters would have happened. FMC has not done any of this. SEBI definitely would not have taken an excuse that they don't have powers. They don't have powers. Definitely SEBI would not have done this. And we would now like SEBI to take an absolute fresh look at this. They should order a forensic audit of the defaulters, forensic audit of the brokers, and have the fault finding done and pin the blame, which has so far not happened in a very, very fair manner.
Mr. Chaturvedi, one more thing, even as we have been talking about how perhaps the whole NSCL thing went ahead, what's your sense? There has been talks, even the regulator perhaps said at one point that your contract was illegal, the whole format, the model wasn't correct perhaps. What do you have to say on that?
We definitely refute those statements. Apart from making statements and actions against NSCL, there is precious little which we claim FMC has done. And as regards these contracts being illegal and not valid, in an internal communication, FMC has admitted that the exemption granted to NSCL on 5 June 2007 was absolutely silent on whether these contracts are specific or general. By this admission, FMC has tacitly admitted these contracts were absolutely legal. So there is no illegality about these contracts in a written admission internally by FMC.
Mr. Chaturvedi, a lot also has been said about the kind of parties or members that NSCL had, on how they were perhaps interlinked and they were not genuine traders also perhaps. What do you have to say on that one?
Nobody has audited the number, nobody has established the genuineness of these clients. We have come to know Benami transactions. All these things add up to questioning the genuineness of the clients and genuineness of the transactions that have been done. These brokers, they have lent money without put in transactions on behalf of the clients, using the name, using the client code, using the accounts, and by forging loan documents in their name. So a individual who wanted to trade only for about 50 odd lakhs, all of a sudden gets a demand note from a broker for 4.5 crore, claiming that this 4 crores have been traded on your behalf by way of a loan agreement which you had signed. So there are a number of such complaints. The individuals have come forward, they have made complaints to EOW, they have made their statements again in the High Court committee. We have got copies of these complaints from FMC for NSCL to take action. All these things are adding up for us to have grave suspicions and doubts about what these numbers are. I mean, is it that these brokers are hiding behind the identity of these clients and playing with the market? It is that which has been done, and which is why we are suspecting. By now we have enough documentary evidence to question the genuineness of these clients and these traders. 13,000 or whatever number. Yeah.
Sure point that, Mr. Chaturvedi. We'll let you go at that. So as he is pointing out, 2 years have gone by and there is enough documentary evidence at this point in time in hand. But there has been a lot of blame game that has happened. There hasn't been any strong action that has been taken against the defaulters or brokers at this point in time. And majorly, the large investors still are, of course, waiting for their monies to come back. That's, of course, NSCL, and we will get you more coverage onto that one as 2 years onto that one complete. But as of now, we will go for a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about the currency, where the Indian rupee has continued to witness yet another day of marginal moves. The Asian currencies were trading flat and the rupee ended sharp at 63.58. When we come back, we'll speak to Paresh Nair, Head Foreign Exchange and...
It's your right to